Welcome to the CT Educator Podcast. I am your host, Karina Hogan. I am a registered CT technologist with 20 years of experience and knowledge. I help new CT technologists level up their CT training so that you can become a successful technologist. I'm also a mom and committed to sharing my knowledge and expertise to help you build your confidence, know the CT basics so that you can deliver quality patient care. So let's get into it. Hello, welcome back, technologists. Hope everybody's having a wonderful week. The long Labor Day weekend is upon us. So I am recovering from my second time in having COVID. So yes, this is actually the first day that I actually feel pretty good. I'm not 100% yet because I'm still congested. But yeah, I got COVID for a second time. Just freaking wonderful. So, so I have just been down and just feeling really crappy. Was at work and I felt like crap. Had to get tested. Doctor says, "Well, guess what? You got COVID." I'm like, "Oh, great." So, been dealing with that, which is freaking wonderful. And being a mom on top of that, being sick and taking care of kids, not a great combo. So, in today's episode, I wanted to talk about technologist burnout. So, this is just something that has just we continue to see in CT and in radiology in general. Like, we saw a lot of tech burnout, a lot of healthcare worker burnout during the pandemic, and even still to this day, we still see burnout. And I think a lot of it has to do with that there are a ton of open positions and not enough applicants to fill them. So what's happening is all that extra work is being picked up by the staff that's there. However, what I don't see, and these are just my own personal opinions, what I don't see is management compensating the staff that are there doing 3 times more work. It's, oh, well, yeah, we appreciate you, but does that really go far? Like, what are we doing to make sure that you keep the staff that you have? Because the other dynamic that I'm seeing is that we see staff getting burnt out. Management is underappreciating them or not even acknowledging it at all, and they're leaving. Because I can tell you there have been, I think, 4 technologists at my hospital in my department left. Why? Because they were not feeling valued or appreciated by the company that runs our hospital. And so, in order to fill those gaps, we had to get 2 travelers, which they're wonderful and wish we can keep them. However, when the contract's done, that's it. And we're still left with, well, we got to fill these open shifts because these people have left. So the bulk of that responsibility and extra work has been put on us. And I can tell you my own opinion as a mom, and I have special needs kids, I can't really be picking up a whole lot of shifts. I would love to because I need the extra money for my children. However, it takes away from my work-life balance. It takes away from me being present with my kids. So, and the burnout is like real. Like, I work 12 hours and it could be the longest 12 hours or the quickest 12 hours. I honestly think that if you have leadership in the CT department, in radiology departments, it would probably alleviate some of the animosity that's going on and the low morale that you see. I can honestly really relate to the morale and the animosity because you feel like, oh, well, nobody listens, nobody's appreciating. And we keep having staff meeting upon staff meeting upon staff meeting about all the things that are wrong and how we're burnt out and we can't take this anymore, but nobody's really listening. So this is a real thing. And that's why I believe a lot of hospitals around the country have these revolving doors where techs are leaving just by the tenfold because they want to feel appreciated. And what are you doing to make sure that I stay? Now, I know that they have all those sign on bonuses and things like that, but you also have to stay there for a period of time. But you also have to feel valued and appreciated by management. Like good leadership is making sure that your people are taken care of. Good leadership is making sure that your technologists are not getting burnt out, they're not getting overwhelmed, and you're willing to roll up your sleeves to go in and help out on that floor. That's good leadership to me. And I think we're seeing a lack of good leadership, and it's been like that for a really long time. Like, this is not something that's new. This is not something that, it's a phenomenon that's happening now. This has always been there. And that's why technologists don't feel like they're appreciated. And CT is one of the hardest modalities physically and mentally because we have to not only move the patients, we have to interact with the patients and talk to them. We're injecting contrast, we're dealing with trauma, we're, doing rectal contrast. There's those 500-pound patients that we have to safely move. It's a lot of shit that we have to do. And it's not just CT, it's radiology in general, where there's a lot of dynamics that comes to play when we have to execute and get that patient done. So I hope this episode was helpful for you. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'll leave my email on the show notes. Come over to Instagram, give me a follow, and let's just talk about this because this is a real thing. So thank you for listening to this episode. I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode. If you would like to share your CT experience, have an interesting story to share, or need help in your CT training, please email me your questions at contact@thecteducator.com. Come on over to Instagram @thecteducator. My DMs are always open, so let's chat. Thank you for joining me on this podcast and happy scanning.